translating. So out loud, together. If we're not all together, what we gonna do? Alright, let's do it. Orange. Good. Oh. What?
Orange.
I said orange. Oh, okay, I can see where you got that from, because what's orange? Orange. But if it moves down, it's old. Alright, so I heard everybody say become, and that's perfect. That's exactly what I signed. How would we say it a little bit more like we would say it in English?
Getting.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Already got old. Okay? 5 years ago? Okay. How'd you know okay, we know it's something in the past. I can tell you all realize this in the past. How'd you know it was something in the past? Good. Good. So in ASL we have like this invisible like timeline where if it's in the past it moves which direction? Back. If it's in the future it moves forward. If it's close to your body it's more present tense. Okay, so what's some examples of some signs you already noticed that do that?
Yesterday.
Tomorrow goes forward. Yesterday moves back. Next week. Last week. Good. Alright, so this one you definitely noticed that it was like moving backwards. So this is basically used to, before.
I don't know, it was 5 years ago.
Okay. You saw the 5 handshakes, so that's a logical guess. It's not specific to how long ago it was, but it's not a long time ago, because if it was a long time ago, my hand would go back further and it would be a bigger movement. But it was just, in the past, before, used to. I probably translated as used to or before, one of those two. Okay? All right.
After you did it.
Used to.
It was me.
Yes. Can. Is that what you're talking about? This one?
Yeah.
Maybe? I think so. Can. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at it. Alright, so let's look at that.
She don't like me.
Alright, ready?
Used to be and see.
Perfect.
Good.
Fine.
Okay, good. Perfect, good, fine.
Now.
My.
Side. Go away.
Wiggled.
Go down.
It wiggled, yes. Or dwindled, did you say wiggled? Dwindled, okay, good. I thought you said wiggled. Okay, so, I'm so glad to hear everybody said now. That's good. Because sometimes you guys will say today for this, and that would be okay too, except for, is it only today that it's bad, that my eyes are going bad, or is it just now in general, like currently? Okay, so good that y'all chose to say now instead of today. Good. So now, my what? My eyesight, my vision, either one of those would be fine, is deteriorating, dwindling maybe, I don't know. Getting worse is probably what I would have said, if I was translating it. Deteriorating would be a fine word for it, except for it's a little strong of a word for what we're talking about. But yeah, my eyesight's getting worse. It's not as good as it used to be.
Isn't getting worse like?
Did you use that one?
Why didn't
That's getting better.
Yeah, why don't you just
Why did you get worse instead of?
Okay, good question. I didn't even realize you guys knew that sign. I forgot that you guys knew that.
I don't know.
Alright, so this is to get better at something. This is to get worse at something. I generally think that is more about like skills or something you can control and something that you can get better at and then you can also get worse at it. Whereas this is something that gets worse over time and I don't think it really could get back better. I don't think it could get better naturally. Like I could go get surgery and, have like LASIK surgery to get my eyesight back 20/20. but naturally, my eyes are just gonna keep getting worse the older I get, right, so. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, you can't really go up with that one, where you can with this one. So that's what I was saying, I feel like this is more something that if it gets worse, it could also get better, whereas in this sign, it doesn't generally, yeah, I won't say never, cause I have seen this sign used for someone's health, kind of deteriorating it, but then they get better again. So, but generally, I would say it's something that's gonna get worse and it's not really gonna get
Have you
better.
ever seen that?
I've never seen a sign going up, so, okay, alright, ready? Other questions? Do you have a question for us? No. Okay. Good. Okay. So I think all of you knew it was go to the eye doctor. Good. What was the sign before that?
Nervous.
Teeth. Okay. So this is another tense marker. It's a tense marker. So just like this was a tense marker before, this was a tense marker. So this was a tense marker that told us we were in past tense, so in the past, before, used to, and then everything after that we would have said, we would have made that translation in the past. So used to, my vision was good. Okay, it was great, it was perfect. So it would have been past tense. Then I signed this, which brought us back to what tense? Present tense. Now I'm doing another tense. So is this past or future? It's past tense. But what do you think what do you think this means? Recently, not long ago. So the gloss for it's recently. But it's very close to, so present tense is here, it's just in the past. Like not way in the past, not before like in the past, but like just happened in the past. So recently, and you'll notice a mouth morpheme, a non-manual signal, like a clenched teeth. That is often used for things that are very near. And so because this is the past tense, but it's very recent past tense. So, okay? So now everything after this, until I change the tense again, will be what? Past tense. So recently, so we're going to go back to the beginning of that. Alright, okay. Recently, good. But remember, because now it's in past tense, it wouldn't be go, it would be went. Okay? Okay? So, who is that?
The doctor.
The doctor. Tested. Eyesight or vision, whichever of those words you chose. I think everybody was saying a different one, but even if it belongs to one of those, it's fine. Vision, okay? So it would have been tested and not test because it was past tense again.
They told me I needed glasses.
Alright, good. So, he or she, happened to be a she, just FYI, I want to save you some days. She told me, okay, told me. So remember this is to tell. I tell you, you tell me. Okay, so she told, and it was in the past, so she told me. Okay, she told me
What do you have to
I need glasses.
I was wondering if like, would you go told me and then point back at you?
For,
Like in the video, you went like this, you went told me I need glasses.
yes, she told me, and then that I need glasses. Okay. All right. so I'm slowing it down even more. So I want to hear everybody. I want to make sure everybody's knowing what each of these signs are. So.
Glasses, store, have, many,
Everybody.
many, glasses.
Wow. Good. All right, ready? And wow. Yes, and then wow.
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 Classifier for.
Yeah, walls.
Have.
Glasses.
Everywhere.
All of them. In rows.
Good. All right, we'll break it down again. Say so. If I can remember what it said. Okay, so
Walls.
what's this? Okay, so the walls all the way around the store.
Glasses.
Everywhere.
What would you say this is? Okay, it's a classifier. But what does it mean?
They're all,
Your glasses are all
On the shelf?
walls.
Yes. And neat what?
Rows.
Rows. Okay, they're not just like all over the place. They're in rows all around the store. Okay?
I don't know
Which.
okay.
which. I don't know.
Alright, so, I don't know, or I didn't know, because we're still in past tense. I didn't, but no, I keep saying we're in past tense, but notice nothing about the signs themselves are different. I'm just saying in our translation, it would go in past tense. In ASL, the signs themselves don't change for tense. Once you set up the tense at the beginning, it's the same, it stays in that tense until you change the tense again. Okay, so nothing about the signs are different, but the way we would translate it would be different. Okay, so, I forgot what we were saying. What part were we at?
You don't
I
know.
know,
You don't know which one to pick.
Oh, I didn't know which one to pick. Pick which one, okay? Alright, so did you notice anything about the sign don't know that?
You did both hands. You shook your
I
hand.
did two hands rather than one, so I didn't know.
You really didn't know.
You really did.
I really didn't know. I had no idea. Okay, I need you guys to stop talking and put your phone away. Alright, so I didn't know. Notice it didn't know does come from the head usually, but sometimes it'll be down here. I think the first time I did it up here, and then the second time I did it down here. It's the same sign,
You
it
went
just,
down.
sometimes you'll see it. So what?
You went, instead of like this, you went down.
Yeah, I just, like, kind of an emphasis of, didn't know, didn't know. Okay?
I
Try.
Many. Will have
Glasses.
Mirror.
mirror. That's a class.
Looking.
There. Mirror. Don't know.
Okay, so, everybody together. I'm gonna go even slower than this is. Ready?
I
Try. Many. Glasses.
Remember if I signed glasses there or not? What's this?
Put on its own.
I appreciate and I love to hear that y'all are recognizing when it's classifiers, but don't keep saying classifier because let's translate it instead of like saying what this, like the specific sign is. I love that y'all know that it's a classifier, but let's just, because it gets a little bit confusing whenever some people are saying classifier and some people are saying what it means. So let's just say what it means instead of saying classifier. Okay, so
Putting on
put
glasses.
on
Look in the mirror.
mirror.
Putting
Look
on
in the
glasses.
glasses. Look in the mirror.
Okay?
my husband, my friend,
Friends.
text, pictures, send,
Good. wish I would've said, I sent the picture, or I texted the picture to my husband and my friend.
You set them up in different spaces.
I set them up in different spaces, so were they in a group text?
No.
Nope, sent them separate text messages. Okay?
May I ask which
Which
one
one
you pick?
Which one did you pick?
Or they said.
Okay,
Or maybe they said, or.
no, good guess, but this means finally, finally. So this sign has a non-manual signal, it has a mouth marking that looks like pa. Finally.
Pick one choice.
Pink, glasses.
Answer?
Okay, good. This sign means answer, but it's not in this context. It's the same sign, but like in this context, it means order.
What?
Oh, you ordered.
Order, I ordered them. Okay, so, y'all, translate me.
Finally, I picked one, ordered.
And I ordered them. I picked one and I ordered. Okay, so, did I buy them and walk out of the store with them? Did I buy?
No.
I didn't buy them. Now, I paid for them, but I didn't buy them because I didn't take them out with me. I ordered them. They'll come in later. Okay? You can use that sign order also for like ordering food at a restaurant.
Finally, I